GM. Already see a bunch of people online. Let me open the YouTube channel here.
I just added you to go live, so I think it just started.
All right. I don't know why I can hear.
I just added you to go live, so I think it just started.
Why am I hearing the echo? All right. I don't know why I can hear. So much echo. Okay.
Are you connected to YouTube?
I'm not anymore. Probably in one of the like 125 tabs that I had open, one was YouTube and especially our channel. How's it going? So we're waiting for Al to join. I'm inviting him. I thought I had access. But I wanted to know, we can hear Vito. Yeah, hey Space Falcon, how's it going? I'm inviting Al, that is going to be our host for today. And we're going through, as you already know, I will host today's session. So that's the news. And we're going through the last week content. So we'll review a couple of projects. I see Kai here in the behind stage. So probably is one of our users, our students. And then we'll go through some of the, alpha about the next week, but it is 11:30 p.m. here. I appreciate you for joining. And I see Al, and I'm joining him. Hey, how's it going?
Hey, Vito. It's going good. Were you able to see my preview since I joined? Because I joined dancing.
Yes, I was. And probably also YouTube was able to. I'm so sorry.
Okay, how's it going?
Very, very good. I was just explaining the flow of today's session to the students that are live. I see someone doesn't have the early access NFT. I think we can do what we do best, and is also run a very small giveaway for the people that are here today listening to us. Hey Arunima, nice. I'm so glad to have you here. I don't know if you have context about StreamYard, but on the right hand side, you can see the chats coming from YouTube and LinkedIn. So we're going live on both YouTube and LinkedIn.
Amazing.
You can see that?
Amazing.
And if I do this, look at this. For example, boom. We also have the overlays. I can see Cody judging us in the background. It's like, look at these two idiots. No, anyway, I'm super stoked to be here with you today. As always, what we're going to do is talk about what happened last week. What was the content? Your camera went off. Oh, can I stop sharing? Okay.
I was just trying to unmute.
Amazing. So we will talk about what happened last week, what was in the content of last week. So talk about the project of last week. Then we'll bring on the students that want to present their projects. So for those that don't know, yes, giveaway. I will go back at this in a few seconds. Everyone now is just in giveaway mode. It's like giveaway. But no, the next, after Al will have walked us through the last week project, we will bring on stage the students that want to present their projects. So for those that don't know, every week you can send us your projects, and what we'll do is exactly what we're doing right now, reviewing your projects live, calling you on stage, show us your project, and then Al, or the instructor that will be on stage that day, will review your project. And then, of course, we're going to answer a bunch of your questions. I have like a step-by-step guide from Cody here. And then we will, of course, answer a bunch of your questions. And at the end, Al will intro us to the next week content. Hal, how are you doing today? You're muted.
I'm sorry. I'm doing fantastic because I'm here with you and I'm here with the AU community. I'm so excited. We've got one student lined up for today, and Cody interfaced with the student, but I have not. So it's going to be a complete surprise as to what their solution is. So it's going to be really great. We're going to dive in kind of completely unaware and just kind of dive into a student, a student solution and explore it.
100%. Oh, look at him. Look at GDG is online saying, hey, Alvaro.
Hola,
It's
GTG.
it's Alvaro. But I like to bother a little bit. But yeah, no, great day is coming. Thank you so much for the overview, Al. That was amazing. I want just to kickstart this live session, of course, starting also our giveaway. For those that don't have the early access NFT, especially, I see there are a bunch of people here that don't have it. You can just take a screenshot of the live session, post it on Twitter, and tag Alchemy Learn, Alvaro, that is Life of Bitcoin. Don't judge for it, please. At Life of Bitcoin on Twitter, and you can tag me or whoever you want from the Alchemy University community. At the end of the session, we will go through these like tagged mention posts, and we will extract a couple of winners, probably like around 5 winners. Why not? So recap, take a screenshot of the live session and post it on Twitter to win an early access NFT. Of course, for those that already have the NFT early access, there is some swag for you. I will extract 3 winners that will have done the same thing. So take a screenshot, post it on Twitter, tag Life of Bitcoin and Alchemy Learn, and you're good to go. We'll just go through the mentions. But yeah, do you want to talk about what happened last week, what was in the course, and what we're expecting from students?
For sure.
I'm gonna do the director thing, so you're gonna be the only one on stage. No. Boom. No, that's only me. How can it gonna be only you?
Solo
layout.
Can I request that it be you, but my voice, and then you try to like lip sync over it?
No.
You were almost gonna do it.
Go on, please.
All right. Thanks, Vito. Fantastic intro. And we are so excited. AU just dropped week 5 of the content of the Ethereum Developer Bootcamp content. We're super excited. What we cover is, so last week, just as a recap, we introduced Solidity. So we evened the playing field, and people might have been like, oh, what the heck? Like week 1, week 2, week 3 was like a lot of buildup, right? Because it was a lot of new concepts or a lot of like, deeper concepts, because we go into actual cryptography fundamentals. We actually do a lot of computer science in this course. That's something that we're all really trying to internalize. Like, we are a Web3 specific course, but we cover like our curriculum covers a lot of what a college computer science curriculum would cover, which is like incredible. So I always say, even if you don't fall into the Web3 rabbit hole, even if you don't fall into the smart contract rabbit hole, you're learning very valuable computer science concepts. Well, anyway, that aside, just as a recap, last week we introduced Solidity, which I call kind of the even playing field, because people up to that week are like, oh my God, they're so, this is very deep and stuff. But that week is perfect because we drop Solidity. And, everyone is, or most people are new to Solidity. If you're in the ETH Developer Bootcamp, you're probably here to learn Solidity. So that's why I call it kind of the great equalizer week. So we introduced Solidity, basic concepts. We introduced Solidity data types, primitive data types, uints, ints, booleans, how to declare them syntactically in the programming language, what a contract scope is. If you know JavaScript, the class scope, when you do class open or class, animal, open bracket, close bracket, that is kind of exactly the similar as Solidity's contract, my contract, open bracket, close bracket. Anyway, so all that to say, last week we introduced Solidity basics. This week we're pumping it to do more advanced Solidity stuff, but we're still kind of in that basics realm, because we're still introducing a kind of core basic functionality of Solidity. So this week you'll see, if you pull up your AU dashboard and go to week 5, feel free to follow along. I'll actually do the same. Just bring it up here. But first, we covered something super important in Solidity, which is mappings. Mappings is a fancy word for computer science hash tables. And hash tables are basically a data structure.
Are you screen sharing?
No, not currently.
Oh, okay. Just want to make sure. Yeah, I feel like it would be helpful if we could see what you're referring to.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Let's see. All right, let's bring it in here.
I like Cody popping up to bring like order and low, and then going back.
If only there was a smoother transition.
Look at him, it's so funny.
All right, so I'll share my screen. Let's see, present, share screen. Okay. Oh, don't make me quit this app now, because I'm not going to be happy if it makes me do that, and I'm not going to do it. Let's see.
You might have to if it's the first time you have joined StreamYard.
Yeah, but sometimes you kind of are able to get away with it with quitting it later. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Let's see. I think it worked. Oh, yeah. All right. Did it work? It worked. I saw you do that.
No, wait, I cannot see your screen.
How about now? Oh, gosh. All right.
While you debug, I'm gonna answer a couple of questions if you wanna like exit and rejoin.
Let me exit.
I'm going to answer a couple of questions. GeeksView is, I wanted to present a solution of mine. GeeksView, if you want to present your projects, that's totally fine. You can just send us your project the week prior. So if you want to send us week 5, for example, that is the week that we're announcing today, just feel free to send your project before the next Thursday at this time, your time zone. I don't know which time zone you are, but it might be Thursday or Friday, depending on which day is in your country at the moment. But yeah, now it's working. I can see it in the background, by the way. Your voice is now just left here. Okay, I will check on that. Thank you so much, Gabriel. Anyway, again, if you want to present your project, just make sure to send your projects before Thursday's session. We will pick essentially all the projects that are coming through and we'll review them live. I'm going to add Al back. Hey, Al, super smiley. Ali is yes. Can you hear my voice only from the left channel? Of course. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying that. I will debug while you're sharing your screen.
All right. We're in the share screen purgatory. All right. So just to lead you guys through some of the week 5 content, we're getting more into the nitty-gritty of Solidity and showing you like the real kind of Solidity specific functionality. Whereas like last week, it was like, it was like just basic syntax, functions, more hard hat, which is super important. But this week is just like more Solidity, kind of beefing you up with more skills. We start with mappings. Mappings are super duper important. They're basically fancy Solidity hash tables. And thanks to, they're a data structure that use hash functions in order to store key value pairs. So Solidity just calls them mappings, but in computer science, they're just hash tables. And we actually have a video here. I kind of want to do it live. If I go to Etherscan, just to show like the TLDR of that like 15-minute video, we have the DAI stablecoin contract on mainnet. And the TLDR of mappings is they power a whole bunch of functionality, because if you hold some amount of DAI on Ethereum mainnet, you are in this mapping, you are in this balance of mapping, right? And the way it works is you query it with some address, your address, and it brings you back your balance. And then that's it. And the entire ERC20 ecosystem is powered by mappings, by this balance of, and of course, the allowance mapping as well. But if you have ever transferred DAI or ERC20 or USDC, Aave, Uni, you are interacting with the balance of mapping of these ERC20 standard contracts. So we can even do a read now. If I had an address that had some amount of DAI, I'd love to, I have like, I'd love to kind of test it, but I would just come up with 0, because is there anyone here in the stream that has any amount of DAI and would be interested to show us your billions and billions of DAI? I'll keep the DAI tab open, but I'll just move on through the content. That's mappings, super important. And then we have this super fun contract puzzles activity. I'm really excited for you guys to dig in. This is one of Dan's OG brain teasers, and it basically has you run through smart contracts and at the same through analyzing smart contract source code, and at the same time has you learn how to test smart contracts using hard hat, right? It has you test these contracts, and the way you solve these puzzles is to get all your test cases passing. I'm really excited for you guys to dig into this one. If you guys get stuck, get into the AU Discord, chat with others, and find the solution. These are easy at first, but gradually built up. So beware. And then we also cover events, which are important for when you are writing front-end applications. For example, a block explorer, or say you want to write my cool DAI transfer front-end application. You can set a listener or a server that listens into Solidity events. What happens is, if we look at this DAI stablecoin smart contract again, and we look at the transfer, the function transfer, actually it calls transfer from, but you'll notice it emits a transfer event with certain details about that specific transfer, right? So you can set, say you want to do a front-end application that listens to all the DAI transfers on mainnet and lists them in a cool way, 0x123 transfer 5 DAI to recipient. This is what you would want to listen to. So we cover events, and we cover them syntactically and also why they're important. And we also have the super fun hard hat games. The hard hat games are awesome. We have a video here by Dan. They're basically a follow-up to the contract puzzles, but it has you kind of play around with some testnet, girly testnet contracts, and try to emit a winner event out of these contracts, right? So basically here in the hard hat games, it has you look at contracts, analyze contract source code, and see, how do I trigger this, how do I get this event to emit? And the way you get it to emit is, one, for you to actually call that function, but you have to call it with the proper conditions, right? You have to get through all of this top-down logic flow in order to hit that emit, right? And then it has to be a successful transaction, because all transactions in Ethereum are atomic. They are either 100% successful or 100% a failure. So that's events. And then I'll just cover reference types first. We cover arrays and structs. Arrays are pretty common in programming languages, but structs are something that's really cool. I highly, highly recommend this little guide if you're unfamiliar with structs. Again, arrays, very similar. You might have seen this chart in a Java 101 computer science course, but structs are super cool. And we actually guide you step by step into constructing a library smart contract that keeps track of a book struct. A struct is just a fancy Solidity term for a custom data type. That's right. Solidity allows you to create custom data types for your uses. Here we use kind of a simplistic example like a book. And in that book, we want to keep track of its title, its author, its book ID. And we keep overall track of all these books in a book array. That's why this lesson is so powerful, because it introduces arrays and then structs, and it shows you how to use arrays and structs together to achieve kind of maximum functionality. And it guides you through, adding logic that is pertinent to your smart contract. For example, adding a book and what that looks like, and how to change a record even, or how to get a book first, and then how to change a record. Something that I like about this, and I'll move on, is we actually cover an important security assumption. For example, we have a function update that is public, but our library smart contract is supposed to keep some immutable track of records, right? If we had it public, anyone could go in there and cause chaos and update the book's title and author to be something that is incorrect. So what we do is we work off that assumption, and we make it so that only the person who registers a book into the library can update it further. and that's this require msg.sender equals books id.registry. And that books ID is just digging into that array of book structures, getting a specific book, and getting a specific record from that book. Structs are super powerful. So,
Yo, I'm popping up to bring order and low. And I know you wanted to share so much alpha, but probably we want to review the projects. Just a second for the week 4, and then we can go back to week 5, so we can also have the AMA with the students. And if anyone has like doubts on like some of the materials just going through about week 5, we can just answer the questions.
yeah, sounds good. Do we have the student ready?
We have 2 students in the
Whoa.
background. So to
Okay.
give you some context, on the right hand side, and of course you folks cannot see it, but on the right hand side, you have all the comments that are coming in. You have the private chat. If you click on the button on the private chat, and down there you can see all the people that are waiting to speak. So today we have 2 amazing students that wants to present their projects, and I will leave them in your hands, Al. We have Kay, and oh my god, I have no idea how you read it. It's like Q unit, or no, Q unit. Now I know that. Amazing. I will proceed calling on stage Kai. And Kai, are you there? Turn on your camera if you are there, and I will add you. Hey, yo, Kai, how's it going?
It's all good, man. Am I audible enough?
You're audible. Is a little noisy. I don't know. Maybe you have a phone nearby. This is
Let me check again.
you know the good old times when the phone was creating like this interference, like ta 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 ta. It was so
Is
funny.
it?
It's perfect. Was it the phone?
No, actually, the settings, something wrong with the settings, actually.
I see. Okay, perfect. So I will leave you in the hands of Al. Do you want to introduce yourself, Kai? Tell us more on how you ended up joining Alchemy University, how you're finding the courses so far, and then we can dive deeper into the project.
Sure. First of all, kudos to you guys. I mean, the material is really good. I really liked it. Starting with it, first I heard it on Twitter. So one of my friends or someone I would follow had just tweeted about it. So I was like, just excited. I was just diving into Web3 and all that stuff, and then suddenly, you guys came along, and I was like, yeah, excited, and I applied for the early access, and here I am, learning and enjoying with you all.
That's
Awesome.
amazing.
Awesome.
Al, I leave Kai to you for this week's project. Kai, can you just check if you can actually share your screen? I know this is a problem with Macs. I don't know if you're on Windows, but just to check, and then I'll disappear again.
No, don't disappear, Vito.
So to share your screen, Kai, you can click on the button on the bottom of the screen. Yes, I can see your screen. I'm adding it.
Yeah.
And I'm disappearing now. So for those that just joined, what we're going to do now is share the project that Kai developed based on week 4. So Al, do you want to say briefly what was week 4 project about?
Yeah, let me introduce the project real quick. And Kai, just by the way, thank you for the kind words. And I'm really glad you're here. It's just I'm super excited to look at your project solution. So this isn't a project per se. It's more of a challenge. It's like a traditional computer science capture the flag challenge. Your goal, as it says there, is to emit the winner event. So Kai, do you mind actually opening that girly Etherscan link?
And
And
open.
yeah, and can we look at the contract real quick? It's a very simple contract, even though it's also in there in the activity. It's a very simple contract that has one function called attempt. And your goal is to emit that winner event, to get that winner event to emit. And that's it. That's the flag that you have to capture. So there's a lot of ways that you can do this. I'm really interested to see how Kai did it. I also have my own solution, not the sample solution that I can also throw your guys' way. But I'm curious, Kai, how did you find this challenge? Did you did you and by the way, the high level solution, guys, is I don't want to spoil it, but well, actually, let's dive into it. Kai, how did you find this challenge? What did you first think of it? Did you have to dig around too much? Did you understand it?
Yeah, I'll go through my thought process. So first of all, what I noted was this require message here. I mean the require code here. So what we wanted to do was that the message dot sender shouldn't be equal to our transaction dot origin. Then only we'll emit the event here. So what got me thinking was what initiate the transaction, that is my address. It shouldn't be the one calling the attempt function, right? So this is what I thought first of all. So then I thought maybe just use an intermediate contract to call this attempt function so that the sender would be equal to the intermediate contract's address and transaction.origin will be equal to my address. That's what I did here. I'll go through the code here. So yeah, so this is my code basically. So there are two contracts. So this one is the contract that was described in the activity. I hope everyone can see that and it's big enough.
Perfect. But it's very clear. Yeah.
Yeah. So and then I just bought on a message contract. So this is the intermediate contract that I have been talking about. So this is the address of the thing we got here. This one Etherscan address where we wanted to emit the address, emit the event. So here I had to call the attempt function from this contract, right? So what I did was I made a function called call contract, and now this function had to call the attempt function in the contract. So here I used one of the I guess 3 methods that were taught in this week. So let me go through that also. So yeah, so this one was one you could use an interface here. I believe maybe here or there. Yeah, I think yeah you could use an interface here as well, and you could use this method as well where you are using API.encode tag signature. Or thirdly, you could use this one. What I did was API.encode with signature, and you wouldn't need to do anything else here. So that's what I did here, right? So this is the payload. So that was equal to API.encode with signature, and this is the function we have required to call. And then I just called it with this contract address. So what it will do is it will just call the attempt function from this contract here, and then I'll go to my deploy script here. So what I did was I had to first deploy my message contract, what was the intermediate contract. And so this is the code for deployment. And once it is deployed, I just console log the address. And then through that contract, I called that function, which was called call contract. And what it will do, so it will call this function then. And again, then this function will emit the winner. So through that, the message.sender wouldn't be equal to our transaction.origin, and we'll get our emitting of the event. Yeah, that is all.
Yeah, fantastic run through. Dude, it's just crazy. It's yeah, let me break down a couple of things. So API.encode with signature that Kai used in his message contract is a super powerful kind of Solidity native function where you can call a contract's function without having the ABI, which is something that, you know, ABIs are typically required for your front end, for your libraries to be able to communicate with a contract. So what Kai did was sidestep that and say, I don't need this contract's ABI. I know the function that I want to call, so I'm going to ABI.encode with signature it and just pass in the function signature. And that's perfect. So are you able to run the script live? I'd be very curious.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, awesome.
Let's see. So first of all, I mean, initially you had to do this, but it was already compiled, but I'll still do it. Yeah, so it is compiled, and then I'll just run a deployment script. So this was it, right?
Yeah, for sure. Wow. Yeah, I think you're already better than me in hard hat. That's awesome to see. Were you already? Sorry.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, were you already familiar with hard hat, or were you introduced to it via AU?
And no, I wasn't familiar with Solidity at all. I mean, I was little bit familiar with JavaScript. I had done some front end stuff and that, but I was completely new to Solidity. But again, the material was really good. It helped me understand things better. The exercises were really good, and it was good. Yeah. So
Amazing.
this is it. We deployed it. This is the address, and I'll go at Etherscan and we'll just look at it. Okay, so let me see. Where is it?
It should be a more recent call, right? Since you just did it.
Yeah. We just deployed.
Should still be indexing. So the thing is, what usually happens is it takes a little bit of time, obviously, to validate the transaction, but then, and that's a very quick thing. But then Etherscan's indexer, there it is.
Probably, yeah, there it is, right?
Nice.
Yeah, and this is our event emitted log.
Amazing. That's awesome. And then you'll notice Kai's MSG.sender is actually emitted as a winner, right? So let me just break down real quick the difference between tx.origin and MSG.sender, or actually, I might not need to. Kai, how do you differentiate tx.origin versus MSG.sender?
So basically, what I understood from the coursework was one who initiates the transaction is the transaction.origin, right? So this is me who is deploying in my deploy script. This is me who is deploying this message contract. So this is me initiating the transaction. So transaction.origin would be my address, my EOA address, right? And here when I am deploying it and then again calling the contract here, I mean call contract function here. So here this contract is calling this function, right? So for this guy here, the message.sender would be this contract, right? So that's why the transaction.origin won't be equal to the message.sender. That's what I got from the course.
Yeah, super well explained. So Kai is hitting the nail on the head here. The high level goal of this capture the flag challenge is to get you guys thinking about the possibility that a caller into one of your contract's functions may not be an EOA. It may be another contract, right? So whenever you see tx.origin, that always means it's an EOA. Whenever you see message.sender, that can be it can be a contract or an EOA. So this is a good early introduction into smart contract security. You usually only want to use tx.origin in advanced cases. So beware, because that's how a lot of hacks have occurred, where people say, "Oh, let's just make this tx.origin," thinking that's the EOA, or sorry, that is the EOA, but then what happens is someone deploys a contract, much like Kai deployed this message contract, and calls into a vulnerable function that takes advantage of that require TX origin, right? Amazing, Kai. And any other takeaways? I think I want to be mindful of time here. Yeah, exactly. Did I say it wrong, Ali? TX origin is the initiator of the transaction, so it's always an EOA. And then MSG.sender can be either a contract or an EOA. You just have to be careful, because what happens is Solidity allows you to do contract jumping. So you may initiate a transaction, which calls into another contract, which calls into another contract. And if that begins a chain, right? But the TX origin is always who kicked off that domino first, right? MSG.sender changes based on context in the transaction chain or in the contract chain, right? So amazing. Thanks, Kai. Any other takeaways? Are you on par with the content right now?
I mean I really like the content, but yeah, I think it's really good. I'm slowly getting into it. I'm also side by side doing some crypto zombies things. I mean the whatever it is, the coursework crypto zombies thing, and yeah, it is along with this, it is helping me to get a good grasp of things, and I really love that. Yeah, and thank you for inviting.
Thank you so much, Kai. Wow, incredible presentation. I mean, it's Vito. It's crazy. Kai knows more Solidity than me in like 2 weeks. What is this?
It means that you guys are doing an amazing job. Kai, thank you so much for your presentation. I don't know if you noticed, but in the chat, everyone was going mad. It was like, oh my God, great presentation. I loved it. So really, really well done. You definitely know more Solidity than me, so I don't know what I'm talking about. No, just kidding. No, it was really amazing. This proves, I think, that the Ethereum Bootcamp is sort of working. Kai, quick question. Did you start learning Solidity with the Ethereum Bootcamp on Alchemy University? I know the
Yeah,
Solidity cryptosome on the side.
similarly. I mean, yeah. So I basically started the same time as this bootcamp, but along with that, I was also doing a crypto zombies website, whatever it is, the material. So yeah, that helped me, get into code really well. And then the theory part in this bootcamp helped me grasp the crypto zombie stuff better. And all in all, it, complemented each other well. And I was like, it's a jackpot, doing all the things together, coding, learning, all good, man.
That was really, really amazing. And what do you think is the thing that helped you the most in the Ethereum Bootcamp on Alchemy University?
I think it's really good for newbies into going into Web3. So it's really at your pace. You can do stuff at your pace. It's a great community to be in. Helpful people, helpful guys like you. Encouraging people to present their stuff onto this town hall, and I really like that. I haven't been into such good community, and I was really happy to be here, and I'll help others as well, and that is what community does, I guess. And yeah,
Wow, thank you, Kai. That was really
yeah, thank
amazing.
you.
We hope to see you in the community on Wednesday. We have our town hall like every Wednesday. Definitely would love to have a chat there and maybe talk about this experience on presenting live with the
Kai,
community.
if you're in the town hall on Wednesday, can you ping us so we can bring you up on stage, please?
Yeah, surely. I mean, I would love to. I'll ping you.
Amazing. So now I'm gonna call on stage Q in it. I think God already did it. I think God in this case is Cody. Hey, bye Kai. It's been a pleasure.
Great job. Great job.
Q in it. I don't know if I'm hey Cody.
Hey, just real quick. I also have a third student that apparently Dan promised could present. So if we do have time, Hamza is waiting. If not, and we close, that's fine. But just wanted to throw it out there. I won't take up any more time, but just wanted to say that.
100%.
Yeah,
Thank you so
sure.
much, Cody. Hamza, we'll try our best to fit your presentation into today's session. Otherwise, 100%, let's catch up for next week, weekly content kickoff. No, not next week, but first week of January, live weekly content kickoff, because next week it won't happen. And we will have you on board for sure. We also have a lot in the state. Hey, Q in it, can you hear us?
Yes, can you hear me?
Is
Yes.
that how you pronounce your name?
I mean, it's just a stupid name. You can call me whatever. People just call me Q. I guess it's like Q unit, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's stupid.
Okay, Q
I
unit.
like unit, like QNit. No, I saw it as Q unit.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, welcome on stage, Q. How's it going? And if you want to introduce yourself with the community, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, GM, wherever you are. I'm just sort of a interested in the whole Web3 space, crypto, everything. Just kind of a lifelong learner, I guess. I'm not a dev by any stretch of the imagination, so it's cool that you guys let me present, and I'm loving the course. Basically, I had maybe not quite zero, maybe very slightly more than zero knowledge of any of this stuff when I started. So, this with a few other resources has been great in learning about all of Web3 and all the potential applications. So it's been great.
Awesome.
That's amazing. Well, welcome on stage. I have a question here. Oh, did I miss anything? Quick answer is yes, Kai. Actually, you missed a lot. I'm so sorry, Abil. Kai did an amazing presentation on his project, but no worries. We're going to publish the recording of this video on the Alchemy University YouTube channel. So if you don't want to miss any of our next publications, our next videos and live sessions, definitely feel free. Actually, do it. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and activate the notifications on Twitter, so you can receive all the notifications in real time. Plus, if you have doubts, that's me. Oh, yes. So, plus, if you want to keep track of all the events happening in the community, definitely go on Discord. On the left-hand side, there is the event section where you can see the whole schedule of the week, so you don't miss anything. Hey, Joseph, nice to have you here. Anyway, back to Q. We'll do what we do best: presenting your amazing project, leaving Al reviewing it, and me disappearing in the backstage. The stage is yours.
Okay, thank you. Let me share my screen.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't check. Can you actually share your screen? Does it work?
I think I need to.
Sometimes I'm too confident in technology.
I think I need to allow it.
So probably you will need to close. If you're on a Mac, you will need to close StreamYard and you open it.
Close StreamYard?
Yeah, because it will ask you to add the privileges for the application, but to do that, you need to close the application.
It's really quick. Just quick Google Chrome though, or whatever browser you're using, not
Okay.
just the tab app.
Okay, give me one.
And now you have the proof that I'm not the Alchemy intern, because this is definitely not me. My hands are not on the keyboard. So yeah, that is what is going on. Doing great work, guys. Thank you, Najibullah. I hope I pronounced your name right. And thank Kai again for your amazing presentation. Now, just to remind everyone, what we're going to do now is review Q project, week 4 project, do a quick review, walkthrough of what it did. Q, let me know when you want me to add you on stage, because I can see your webcam. I don't know if you want to stay on.
Can I just say, while Q comes on, or bring him on anytime, but just super impressed at a high level, Kai wrote, compiled, and deployed a smart contract to testnet in such a quick time. Anyway, yeah, just blown away. Hey, Q.
Hello.
Hey.
Yeah, Q has a face. So let's try
going?
if you can share your screen.
Okay, this looks like I should be sharing.
Here we go.
Okay.
So back at what we do best, I'll disappear. See you later.
Okay, yeah, so I'll go through this as quick as I can. So similar to what Kai noticed.
Can I just ask super quick? Do you mind zooming in maybe once or twice with the command zoom? It's visible, but I think if you do command the plus sign right next to the delete key, it'll maybe, there we go. Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, so like Kai noticed, basically we just want to call our target contract, if you will. It has a function called attempt. And if you can call it with some middle contract, the origin of that transaction should be me, but then the message sender should be my intermediate contract, and it should allow that emit to go through and win our challenge. So to do this, I made a intermediate contract between me and the target, and I called it winner.sol. So it's real simple. It's got an interface. I don't know if you can see my mouse, but it's got an interface to the target contract. And then we declare our interface, and you compile this contract with hard hat. So if there's no errors, hard hat's nice and tells you if it goes through or not. And then, yeah, so once that's ready, we have 2 JavaScript scripts. So one is deploy, and this is going to use ethers to make an instance of our contract, and then we'll deploy it to the testnet. And then I have to feed in the target contract's address here, which isn't too difficult. You can get that off Etherscan. And then finally, once this contract, our middleman is deployed, JavaScript will tell me what address it was deployed to. And then finally, I can run it with the run script. So I've copy and pasted that address into here. It gets an ABI that was compiled when we compiled the contract with Hardhat. And now we can just basically sign the transaction, and I can call the win function of my contract, which will then call the attempt function of the other contract, which should emit the event. So that's a full Hardhat workflow that should accomplish the task.
Amazing. Yeah, I really like this solution, and I'm glad. I was kind of hoping it'd be a different type of solution. You went with interfaces in your contract. I'm curious, how did you stumble upon that? Did you immediately think interfaces within the same contract? Because, by the way, guys, like you can see Q created a variable of the kind of target contract on line 9, and initialize that variable with the target address in the constructor. And basically what I like to call that on line 12, the challenge variable, is a super powerful variable, because now you can use it directly to call any of the functions listed in your interface. Anyway, I'll stop talking, but I'm curious why you went with interfaces.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's either really cool or really frustrating. There's always going through so I've been going through Ethernauts too, sort of at the same time, which is a capture the flag challenge for those who don't know. But the cool / frustrating thing is there's like infinite ways that you can accomplish challenges like this. So I don't know, maybe it's just where my mind was that day. It made sense to make an interface. But yeah, I feel like once I have an interface, like you said, I basically can call whatever function I need from the target contract. So I don't know, it just made sense at the time, I guess.
Awesome. And just like for the folks here who are not that familiar with interfaces, who might be thinking like, okay, you have a function on line 5 and you're just defining the function signature. What would it look like if the target contract had a second or third function and you also wanted to load those into the super powerful variable?
Yeah, I think you just define them exactly the same, but because you can have multiple things in your interface, I believe.
Yeah, exactly. You would just press new line there on line 5 and add any other function that you want to call on that target contract, and Solidity will do the hard work for you of like, you don't need to use ABI.encode with signature. You don't need to do anything. You can just call all the functions that you want directly on that super powerful contract instance, which is really cool. Yeah, amazing. Any other takeaways, Q? Thank you so much for showing the solution.
Sure. Yeah, no, it's cool. I really like capture the flag challenge, like challenge-based learning stuff, as opposed to just somebody telling you exactly what to do. Or I like having to fill in the blanks myself, basically.
For sure. One thing I noted down, can we see your deploy script? I just wanted to clarify, in your own words, what is happening on line 5?
So, okay, I'm not 100% sure, but I believe it's basically I don't know what the word, how would you describe it? I'd call it like a contract instance. So it's
Exactly.
Is that okay? But it's basically like telling it's like how ethers can interface with the with the Solidity code. It's basically how you can tie your JavaScript to the Solidity, I guess, is how I would explain it.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't mean to put you on the spot there. I just wanted to make sure that people saw that you were actually passing the target contract address as an argument to your contract's constructor.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Awesome. So
I mean, you don't have to do that. That's just what I chose to do.
yeah, amazing. And you can make that flexible, right? So maybe you want to attack or capture another contract flag. You just deploy a new winner contract with a different argument. And
Yeah.
boom.
Well, that's so I mentioned Ethernet. I really like Ethernauts, and I recommend it to people trying to learn this stuff. But I use this exact workflow I've done probably like half of the Ethernauts problems, and I use a very similar workflow for a lot of those problems.
Amazing. Yeah, super flexible. Great solution.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you, Q.
Sure. That was amazing, Q. Seriously, again, the chat went completely banana. Looking at your interface usage, we're like, very elegant solution. I think so. Thank you so much for sharing. Seriously.
I'm glad to be a part of it. So thank you guys.
And I just wanted to quickly touch base. How's your experience on Alchemy Learn, Alchemy University? Are you finding it? It looks like you're learning a ton, and you're actually a developer.
Yeah, no, it's really good. I was like trying to pull, because this stuff is so new, trying to pull from all these different sources. It's really confusing because like I said, there's so many ways that you can, like me and Kai have different ways of doing this. It's a simple problem, but we have two different solutions to it. And I'm sure you could come up with 1,000 different other ways to do it. But having all the resources pooled together, and, given like it basically is like a university course. It's really saved a lot of time on my end as opposed to seeking out all this knowledge myself, although that's a useful skill as well too. But yeah, it's great.
Amazing. Great. Well, thank you so much again. Happy to have you, if you want, on Town Hall on Wednesday, just to have a quick chat about your experience in general, have an interaction with the community. I have another comment here from Space Falcon that is, thank you for pointing out contract params and template for Ethernauts. And just wanted to quickly mention that I don't know if you've seen the interaction between Alchemy University and Kai in the comments, but essentially Kai was like, oh, I just presented because I wanted swag, and the Alchemy intern was like, no swag for you this week. But actually, this is true to all the presenters, because it's a very big step. Not everyone feels super comfortable in sharing their projects with the community, whereas we think it's very, very important and valuable, especially for your learning. But to incentivize a little bit these presentations, we're also giving swag to the users, to the students that are actually joining us on stage. So, of course, swag is coming, and Q, thank you so much. We're looking forward to see you with the Alchemy shirt on.
Oh, beautiful. That's been my dream since day one, is to get some Alchemy swag. So I'm so glad to hear this.
Also, quick notice, I love your voice. Like,
you
have an amazing voice.
Perfect.
You know it.
Face for radio, right?
I love it. It was amazing. Thank you again. I think we are running late, so I'm going to call on stage Hamza. Thank you again, Q. Going to drop you off and add Hamza to stage. Hey,
hello.
Hamza.
Hey.
Yes. Finally, it took so long for me to talk to you guys. At least I am unable to win swag. I participate in the quizzes and stuff. At least this is something I can share on my Twitter or some space. At least I have came on the stage. If not, the swag is in my favor. I can show off my skill and be on stage if I can't win like the swag in the quiz games.
Can we take a moment to actually recognize the swag is the biggest incentive for everything? No one knew. People thought it was NFTs. People thought it was money. People it was free stuff. No, it's swag, folks. To all the marketers out there, just create swag. That's the only thing. Anyway, Hamza, super happy to have you on stage today. Super happy that you will also get your swag. We're looking forward to see you with your amazing Alchemy shirt. Just quick test. Can you share your screen?
Yeah,
we
sure.
make sure that. Oh, that's an Alchemy shirt.
That's an Alchemy shirt.
I'm starting to get a feeling that this is all for the swag. What makes you think that?
let me just point out real quick because we're short on time. I also want to point that out. But
Brother has blocked your screen. Something.
oh, you might need to quit the browser. That's that's StreamYard. It's okay if you do. But I just wanted to point out a funny quote by Hamza. I want to immortalize this into like Ethereum somehow. He said, "The swag is in my favor," like the Hunger Games quote. The odds are in my favor. I love that. He's using swag as odds. Is that not? Is that not?
No.
You're tripping, Al.
Oh no.
It's never happened. Oh, that's some alpha. Alchemy
Oh,
University.
that's alpha.
That's
That's
alpha.
alpha.
That's alpha. That's alpha. Oh,
That's
okay,
alpha.
That's alpha.
That's alpha.
Yes, we're actually
Is
creating
my
this.
screen visible?
Is your screen visible? Yes, it is. I'm sorry, I was caught into the swag thing. Yes, and again, we do what we do best, and is me dropping off, sharing your screen, and boom.
That won't take much of the time. I will just like present.
Take all the time that you need, 100%. Al, the floor is yours.
And please, Hamza, indeed, take all the time you need, good sir. And do you mind zooming in a little bit, just so we can see a little better?
Yeah, sure. No, I guess
Perfect.
that's too much. Is this fine?
All right, one more would be nice, but this is fine.
So what I did is instead of like using the interface, I wrote the whole contract in my intermediate contract.sol file, and I called my contract intermediate contract. The only thing is different from the other solutions presented earlier is I added the only owner modifier so that no one else can use my contract to win a lottery.
I love that. I love that. You're doing all the hard work of setting up an intermediate contract. So you're securing it just for you, right?
Yeah. And I'm a huge fan of like the Ethers.js library. Instead of using the hard hat Ethers built-in functionality, I use the Ethers library directly.
Wow.
So I just hooked up my account, which I used to deploy the contract. I connected it with the Goldie RPC URL of the Alchemy using the Alchemy RPC URL. I instantiated my contract using the ABI, connected my wallet with the contract instance. Then I called the emit winner function of my contract. This will call the function of this contract right here, and similar to the solution presented earlier, the guy, I don't remember the name,
It's cute.
he did, yeah, Q did this logic as well when he used the address in the constructor to just initialize the like how do you call this there. So
You
in
can see
the
contract.
deploy script, when I deployed this contract, I passed the contract address of the, what do you call this contract?
Just the target contract or anything?
Target contract or the lottery contract. So this will be stored in a public variable known as deployed contract address, and I use this syntax to call the attempt function of the target contract. And I would like to show these scripts how these are working. So this, once my contract call this emit winner contract, I am listening for the event to be catch inside this function using ethers. So I initialize the target contract using its AB, which I just copy pasted from the etherscan like this.
Wow. Yeah.
And then let me show you the demo. So we just write the emit event So this is inside the deploy. And on the other terminal, we have to write this and go inside scripts and event listener. So this portion of the shell will be listening for the events, and this will be the one who is emitting that event. Here is
Wow.
the transaction,
Oh man, I'm so excited.
and this is the
Hey.
contract address. Congratulate, you won the lottery. So this is like listening for this event to be emitted by the target contract, and whichever address won, this will log this in this window of console right here.
Wow, amazing. I love the event listener. I'm so glad you were able to show the solution. The event listener is something super cool. You could just as easily put this backend logic into a front end, right? So maybe you wanted to build like a lottery winner front end. This would power that app quite handily.
Yeah, basically.
Amazing. Wow. Thanks, Hamza. This is a great solution. I'm really glad it came on because it's actually very similar to Q's, but it just takes, as Q said, there are 1,000 solutions to this challenge. So it's actually not that similar when you think about it. It takes quite a few other ways about it. So Hamza, what was your takeaway from this challenge, or can I ask you, did you have experience with Solidity prior to AU, or?
Yeah, I know things a little bit. I have written multiple ERC 721 contracts before, and I am very good at this library ethers for the client end.
Nice, nice.
But the overall Alchemy University experience was great. I learned the things which I never knew before, like the regulatory solution and the uh, introduction to the blockchain, the proof of work, and other consensus, etc. If you are a coder, I think you will somehow learn how to code Solidity, how to master EtherJS and something. But the fundamental concepts uh, of the blockchain or whatever technology you are using is something very critical. We often focus on writing contract, but we do not focus on learning the fundamentals, which is I guess the Alchemy University is providing us a chance to learn the fundamentals as well, while keeping on coding and solving challenges day by day.
Wow. Yeah. Thanks so much, Hamza. I'm so glad AU is being useful for you in your in your developer journey. Amazing. I just want to ask one final quick question.
Yeah, sure.
You use modifiers, which is something we actually haven't covered in the content. You just reminded me. I'm going to throw a module in there because we haven't covered them. Can you give your high-level takeaway of a modifier for folks here who might have seen it and
Yeah,
what
yeah,
it
yeah.
does?
What does the modifier do? Uh, s- uh, if we have to check for a certain condition inside a smart contract function, so suppose you are writing a function called emit winner, and you want to check the message dot sender should be the one who deployed this contract. So you have to write this required statement inside the function, and whatever person or whatever user is calling this function will have to clear this check, which is usually put inside the function. So the modifier does is it allows you to uh, write all the logic inside a separate function, which is then used after the uh, what is this called, modifier visibility
Yeah, nice.
modifier You specify it after the visibility specifier, and you can add as many as you want. For example, if your function takes an argument message dot value as well, and you want it to be like 1 ether or 2 ether, you can make a modifier of it and then add after only modifier and any other modifier you have. So this will gives you a very clean way of writing these required statements instead of writing inside the function.
That's awesome. Yeah, fantastic explanation. Yeah, modifiers are fantastic, as Hamza says, because they follow the kind of dry model. Don't repeat yourself in code. You never want to do that, especially in Solidity, where each line of code is actually like costing you as a deployer, and it may cost your users, your smart contract users, ETH, right? In fees. So what Hamza did is, for common logic, like checking whether the message.sender is an owner, you could just put that in one modifier and reuse that across all the contracts. Super powerful. Amazing, Hamza. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, buddy.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I think Vito might come on and say this, but so the chat is raving as per usual. If you are around for the Wednesday town hall, please ping us, and we'd love to bring you on stage and just get to know you and your Solidity knowledge better.
Yeah, sure. I would love to present and come on stage whenever I was given an opportunity. This is a great honor for me and people. By the way, I'm from Pakistan. I am building a community inside Alchemy where we are like matching people profile from Pakistan and then discussing in local language where there is more understanding of the concepts in case someone lags behind our one another. We are guiding them, especially the guy Ali Raza Memon. He is the one active in the community as well. He was also nominated as a guild coordinator when during the elections. So a huge thumbs up for that guy. That's all I want to add.
Awesome.
There
Shout out
is
Ali for sure.
Cody in the room, and when Cody is in the room,
Well, I just wanted to quickly say, Hamza, definitely reach out as you guys continue to work in your local community and like helping out people like understand from a different language. Because what we're actually planning on doing in the next few months is like helping to support those local communities and helping market for you guys, right? So if you have like a local community that is going through the content together, we would love to like promote that. We don't have anything out yet, but definitely keep me in the loop, and I can help get that off the ground once you guys are ready.
that's a very good point, Cody. Actually, with Naruto, I don't know for that if everyone knows, but he has a project that is called Web3 Samaj, where we are partnering with Alchemy platform, not just Alchemy University. So they're running these local communities in India and hosting like live events just to talk about like Web3 concepts, Alchemy products, Alchemy University, of course, and onboarding more people into Web3. So 100% doubling down on what Cody said. If you have a local community that you're growing, that of course is about Web3 and not ponies, please reach us out. That we would love to collaborate to promote it.
And if it's about ponies, maybe we could work something out too.
If it's about ponies, reach me out personally.
Yeah, DM me on Twitter.
DM me on Twitter. Amazing. Thank you again, Hamza. As Al said, please let us know if you want to join us on Wednesday during the town hall. That would be amazing to have you there.
Yeah, sure.
And swag incoming, right?
Swag incoming. I'd say, can you briefly go again through the week 5 content? Because a lot of people didn't join at that time, wasn't ready there. And then we do the swag announcement. So for those that don't know, if you take a screenshot of this live session, it sounds like, the
I think we can
things.
I think we could skip over week 5 for right now. I think he went through enough. and we're kind
Okay.
of running short on time. I say we just skip right to swag, and we can catch up in the Discord. How's that sound?
Okay.
Swag.
I love it actually. Like Christmas in Italy is very felt, and I have this like Christmas dinner going on, and everyone is hating me at the moment. But it's fine because Alchemy University it comes first. Web3
Should have
comes
told
first.
me. I would have. I would have stepped in.
Web3 first, Cody. Web3 first, always.
Love that.
But no, on top of that, so we ran this hackathon for everyone. I took a screenshot of the YouTube live and shared it on Twitter, tagging Alchemy Learn. Now, there is another step. I'm so sorry, but we need to keep it like this streamlined because we had situations where a lot of people like faked to be the actual winners of the swag and reached out to GDG. And I'm sorry if people like misbehave. Of course, everyone has to pay a price, unfortunately. So what we're going to do is I'm going through all the mentions, all the tweets that you have just sent with a screenshot. I will review all of them personally and announce the winner on Discord. So if you're not on Discord at university.alchemy.com/Discord, please join there. In the next couple of hours, we'll release an announcement in the announcement channel with the winners of today's session. After that, you also receive all the step-by-step to redeem your swag. Then congratulations to everyone that has joined today. Closing remarks from our amazing teachers. Sorry, I want to try this thing because oh, look at that.
I haven't tried that one yet.
Can we all try turning to each other? Like, well, to Cody. Turn to
know
Cody,
which way
Vito.
this
No,
is.
you have to.
Wait, no, it's better. Wait,
Are you cool?
Yeah. Now I don't have anything. Happy holidays, everyone! If you celebrate this time of year, we're super appreciative of having everyone join us for these sessions and in the community, and we can't wait to see what 2023 brings. You'll hear back from us not next week, but the following week. So the new year is when we'll be running this again. If that's correct, right, Vito?
Correct.
Cool. So next week we'll be off. I think that there might be a short 30-minute
So
meeting
next week,
right?
Next week, there is town hall for 30 minutes just to say Merry Christmas, have a nice New Year, and then we'll start full force back in January, the first week of January. So the first weekly live content kickoff of January will be the 5th, and the town hall will be the 4th. So make sure to join. But again, if you have doubts, please go on the events section on Discord, left-hand side menu on the top, and you'll see all the events scheduled there with time and dates.
Thanks, everybody. I'm so honored to have all you guys in the community. It's just nuts. So thank you so much. Have a great break and holiday, and we will see you back here for week 6 and week 7. There's still 2 weeks left. So, and those are pretty important content weeks. So we will see you back here in the new year.
Amazing.
Thanks, Ahmet. Shout out, Ahmet.
Ahmet is amazing. It brought so much good vibes in the chat today. We have Ali, by Ali, Michael, Kai. Thank you everyone for joining. Again, Merry Christmas if you like Christmas, and Happy New Year if you like New Year. I think you should.
I don't celebrate based on January 1st New Year. I celebrate based on March 16th New Year.
Yeah, I have a birthday 3 times a year. So
Exactly.
What is March 16th?
I don't know. It's just some arbitrary date, you know?
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Hey, enjoy your family, Vito.
Thank you,
or
folks.
Friends, whatever you got going on over there.
Family. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great day. I'm leaving the studio. See you. Peace, love,
Bye,
and Web3.
everyone.
Was forgetting.
Peace, love, and Web3. Bye, everyone.